the Bqeyz Ni. Let's talk about it. This is a ceramic composite diaphragm single dynamic driver that costs around $50 depending on what configuration you get with it. This was given to me directly as a sample. Let's look at the build quality of this pretty green IEM. Fit and comfort of this is pretty good. It's a very small shelled IEM. I mean, it's vented well. It doesn't really have much of an anti-tragus catch, so it might be a little bit snug for you, but it holds on to ear tips well. It vents. It's a 2-pin cable connector. I have no fault with this shell, but it is a little bit small, which might be a fault for others. It also doesn't feel like it's filled in and is extremely light, but that could be a good thing depending on what you need. This is the case. I like this case. It's nice that a case is included at this price. Oftentimes it is not, so that's a big, huge win in my opinion. As far as the accessories go, this is what you got. You got your ear tips on a nice metal case, which is typical of it. Sets a lot more expensive. As a nice little 4.4 adapter for this, and we'll show you how to work that in a moment. The cable is fine, stereo indication of right and left, and we do have a very nice cable as all around functioning chin slider. Y split that's actually there. It's comfortable. It doesn't really lay flat. It kind of flops around a little bit. And this is easy to change out. Part of the reason for this is that there are 2 little dots right here that you can just line up, and then you can just kind of screw this back on so it doesn't come off easily. It's easy to change out, and it's pretty nice looking. Not a bad cable at all. I like it. So how does this sound? Exciting. There's a brightness to this IEM that I don't particularly like. It's not really my take, but all around it's a nice sounding IEM, but it does hit me in that fatigue zone. I like the sound overall of this IEM, but it's one of those IEMs that kind of took me a little bit of time to figure out whether I really liked it or not. It's a nice IEM. I think people are going to like it, and I think it'd be a really good IEM for gaming, a really good IEM for somebody who wants a very small shelled IEM, who is worried about packaging. I think there's a lot of value to be had for this IEM, and we're going to go and look at some graphs and kind of talk about what I mean for this IEM, but it does have an exciting IEM. There's a lot of details that you'll get to your music that you may have not used to hearing. There's a nice amount of bass and a nice amount of treble lift to it. It's a nice little dynamic driver that I enjoy quite a bit. Let's look at those graphs now. Okay, let's look at that graph, and what do you notice? It has a nice kind of bass shelf, kind of a little bit mid-bassy sort of a style. Has a little bit of a 2K peak, a little bit of a 4K peak. It has a lot of energy right here at 8K. At like 4.5K, it's a little bit much for me, like this peak right here, and that's kind of what I feel is tiresome. You notice how much of a difference that is between me and my target, and that's kind of part of my problem. Oftentimes I find if you have a little bit more bass with this, it can drown it out, but all around it's competent. It sounds fine. It's just not my ideal sound signature. Few things like around this price, this kind of reminds me a little bit of, I wanted to show you like a few gaming IEMs. I don't know. I've heard a lot of like some gamers be talk about that this is a gaming style IEM on some forum I was on, and I wanted to share with you a few gaming IEMs or what they kind of look like. And this is the Moondrop May, which is about the same price. You'll notice that it has a little bit more energy up in this mid-treble region for this Bqeyz Ni. I wanted to point that out. Another one to point out is the Ziga X Fresh Reviews Arete. This has a nice shelf overall, and I wanted to show that extra treble right there. That may not be for you. Also, the Arete has a really nice bass shelf with a really the Fresh Reviews Arete has a really nice bass shelf, and it can be really thumpy and have really kind of pop for bass impacts, while as the Ni isn't as much of a bass impact kind of an IEM, more of kind of a mid-bass sort of region. Like you can tell it kind of has that mid-bass bump right there. This does remind me of quite a bit of the Let's Shure S12 Pro. You'll notice S12 Pro has a little bit more bass, and the S12 Pro has even more treble in this upper treble region, which is something kind of to note. The new planars they have are a little bit different than the old planars, but this kind of has that old planar amount of treble, and I wanted to point that out to people. It's an interesting tonality that isn't really my preferred signature. Other sets that you can get around this price are a little bit cheaper. I really like the Tangent Bunny. I think that's a really good value. You'll notice the Tangent Bunny has less bass, but it's like the mid bass shelf is just about the same, but you'll notice a little bit more even kilter, a little bit more presence region. So vocals tend to pop just a little bit more. A set that I really like was the Bqeyz Ni Duonic. I really like this set. I have a review up for that now if you want to check it out. But it's a nice V shape with a little bit more bass. Something to kind of consider. Now, if the Ni's upper 5K spike doesn't bother you, it could be a really good value as it is packaged extremely well and has a really nice cable, whereas the Bqeyz Ni Duonic is not very excitingly packaged and is kind of dull in that regards. It's also not a lot bigger shell than Ni, so the Ni does have a lot of great qualities for certain types of people, depending on fit and depending on what your needs as a person are. Another IM I like, something a little bit with more darkness and richness, is the Kiwi Ears Bell. A little bit more presence, a little bit more bass. It's a little bit more fun and engaging, to my opinion. And those are kind of the main comparisons I want. All right, the Ni, let's rank it up. A solid bass, it's nice, kind of mid-bassy sort of a style approach. Its mids are fine. It's that upper treble, that mid-treble region that kind of bothers me. But I think it's a nice set for certain people. I think it's a gaming set. I think certain people might like the details on the Ni, and I think it's going to be enjoyable for a lot of people. But it's just not for me and for what I personally prefer and enjoy. So I just want to kind of summarize some of my points here. I like this IM. I think it's quite enjoyable with a unique approach and an interesting amount of details, but I found it can be a little bit fatiguing on longer sessions for me. I don't think everybody's going to feel that way, and I think a lot of people are going to really enjoy this IM and really enjoy its size, its shell, its accessories are really well done. You don't get a little faceplate thing for your ear tips very often, and it's an interchangeable cable at $50 is very, very, very impressive. And so I think there's a lot to like about this IM, despite it not being my preferred tonal balance. I did want to share an opportunity for you guys if you're interested. I have a Discord server. The notes are down below. If you react to this post in my Discord server, you can go and have opportunity to possibly win this IM. I'm doing my giveaways on my Discord server for a couple of reasons, but just to kind of help grow the Discord server. So feel free to join. You can go ahead and react to that comment that's talking about the giveaway. This giveaway will be valid until December 13th, and we will announce a winner in that Discord. Hope to see you guys there. If you have any questions about the giveaway, leave them in the comments in the YouTube section. Have a great day. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.
Go!
Go.
Go on with you!